I'm telling you guys right now, this pitching technique is flawless. Nothing can touch it. YouTube, what's going on? Mike Swayman here, giving you guys another video. Today's video, we are going to dive in to a pitching video, which is learning how to pitch. And I know I've gotten this question a lot from previous show games on how to pitch, but however, with these new, these new toggles and buttons that you gotta like kind of deal with this year. I mean, it's lots of change from this year's game. New sinker, animation. Also, when it comes to lefties and righties, the pinpoint flips. So it's a little bit difficult than last year, than this year. But luckily for you, you got your boy Swingman here that's going to show you guys the best camera settings, and not only that, the best way to time your pitch so that you guys can throw more perfects than late. Let's dive into it. Let's go. All right, guys. So the very first thing, we're going to go over the settings really quick. When it comes to custom practice, you could choose your own team. For me, I'm a huge Cardinals fan, so I'm going to use my Cardinals. But the first thing that I would honestly do when it comes to the pitching side of it, now I'll show you what my view looks from here. I have a view called Pitchers Offset. So when you come here, you go to settings, you go to gameplay. I think you just go R1. I think Xbox, it's LB or RB, whatever. I'm not an Xbox guy, so forgive me if it's wrong. You're going to go to pitching view, and you're going to select pitchers offset. Obviously, mine is already there. It's good. It's ready to roll, and it's all set. Now, the best way to honestly work when it comes to pitching is go legend. That is the best way to learn the best, because it's hard to time on legend. But here's the thing that I would always say that has helped me when it comes to pitching, okay? When you select your pitch, in Pinpoint, they show you like an example. They show you like an example of how you should move your pitch. So if you look at this Pinpoint example, it goes there. So what I'm going to personally do is I'm going to try to mimic it the best I can. Like that. And then once I come down with it, not the best of pitch, but once I come down with it, you're just trying to time the pitcher. Usually it's like, when I time it, it's like any pitcher's arm is starting to go forward. So they're in this preset position, and as soon as their arm goes forward, that's when I go down with my pitch. Usually that's how I usually try to time it when it comes to Pinpoint. So right here, that's not too bad. Not too bad. Could have been better. Basically, you're just trying to time it the best you can. So I mean, just really focus on, timing the, using that example when it comes down to, really making it a perfect when it comes to pitching. I'm gonna be honest though, man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be something new, especially this new sinker, the sinker path that they have going on for this year's game. But once you do get it, I'm sure it's gonna be a lot easier. Okay, so the next thing that I personally do when it comes down to pitching, that's the practice that I would personally do, and especially a little quick note, especially if you haven't yet. What I highly recommend is you definitely get another pitcher like a lefty and work the other way, okay? Because that's the new thing, a part of this year is that as a lefty, you have to switch sides. It's not like last year where it stays on one side. It actually, it's really cool how they did it where they switch sides in this game. So be sure to practice both sides, both right and left, okay? But the next thing we're going to talk about is how I personally attack hitters when it comes down to pitching. Me personally, when it comes down to pitching, is you're trying to stay on the edge of the zones, okay? You want to stay on the edge of the zones. You want to, minimize, obviously, throwing down the middle or staying in the middle part of the zone, because it's a lot easier for your hitters to hit dingers in that part of the zone. But reality is that what I like to do, pitching technique called tunneling, okay? And what tunneling basically is that you're trying to use the same tunnel or window to mix up your pitches so that your opponent thinks it's the same pitch. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but that sinker I just threw right there, a perfect tunneling action from that pitch would be like a circle change at the same spot but a little lower. So when I throw this pitch, this is probably going to be a bad pitch. Yep, not a good pitch. But if I threw that correctly, what would have happened is it would have gone in the exact same slot and position, but a little bit lower, making my hitter's eyes thinking it's a sinker and he's going to be out in front, or she's going to be out in front. And it's usually either a rollover or a swing and miss. Okay, that's something that I personally do. Okay, so try to use the same tunneling window to create a disruption in your opponent's timing when it comes to swinging at the pitch. Okay, I know that's something that is a little different. What you also can do as well, the best option as well, especially when it comes to those third strike calls, is definitely work on those backdoor pitches. You know, like this slider here. You want to really work on those backdoor pitches because sometimes your opponent will have the ability to think like, is it going to be a strike? Or if they do think it's going to be a strike and then they finally swing, it's a little too late. Or they just won't swing at all, and we all know what will happen. It's basically punching season, okay? But here's the thing. Here's the bottom line of what I will tell you guys as pitchers in this game is that be aggressive, okay? There's some times where, I guess in BR, where some guys will just throw balls just for the sake of throwing balls and hoping that your opponent is not going to swing, which, hey, if it's working, hey, go for it. But here's the thing. Get ahead of the count, learn to hit your strikes, and then you can kind of work the edges where if it's a ball, great. If it's a strike, even better. You know, I've seen it so many times where guys pitch and they just really struggle. They cannot figure out how to throw strikes, or they'll just throw balls on purpose just to hope that their opponent just will swing at everything, which it's not really the case. Okay, so attack the zone early, hit your spots, and really practice on those pitching pinpoints. Okay, because pinpoint is a lot better compared to pure analog and pulse pitching. Okay, all right. If you can get pinpoint down, everything else is pretty easy. Okay, guys, that is it for the video. If you guys liked the video, be sure to leave a like. Also, share this video for someone out there who is struggling in the pitching game. They need help with pitching. Please send them this video. Okay. If you guys really enjoy the channel so far, please subscribe to the channel and hit those bell notifications button so that you guys are notified for my future uploads of this channel. Guys, this is Mike Swingman. Wishing you guys nothing but pinpoint perfects, perfects, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.